my crown. Where are your crowns and queens and kings? Where are
Bonjour,
you?
bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Est-ce que vous pouvez m'entendre dans
Bonjour,
la ligne
bonjour.
francophone?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Si vous pouvez me faire un petit signe si vous m'entendez dans la ligne francophone.
Yes,
Ah.
thank you so much. We have Ali, Prince Ali, who is going to be doing interpretations for us. But I want to just start off by saying welcome, welcome to all of you. Some of you were with us last week. Some of you are joining today. It's going to be a power hour of sort, and it's going to be so exciting. There's so much that we're going to be talking about. Like we shared last week on our first launch, we are launching DIVA Africa, and we are excited. And so we want that spirit of Africa to come into the room because there's so much that's going to be happening. This is where we have our shared humanity, Ubuntu, as we talked about last week. Ubuntu, right? You are because I am because you are. So when we are in this space here, we are launching in Africa, and we have so many people from so many different countries, and I'm seeing the names coming through. Sometimes you can recognize them, sometimes you don't. My name is Barbara Dadiraingwena here, and I'm excited. Welcome, welcome. I would like to introduce our team that's going to be here with us. Of course, our fierce leader and founder, Adora Crystal Evans. Thank you so much for what you are doing, right? You are a visionary, and just accepting to want to see this happen in Africa, it's going to blow your mind away because we have a lot of people, influencers who are in this space, who are here to talk about the stories of Africa and bring light to who we are as a people and how vibrant we are and diverse in our cultures, and wanting to be part of this huge movement that's going to impact a lot of lives on the continent. Did you hear me? Is going to impact the continent of Africa. Thank you, Dr. Andrea. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Prince Ali. And thank you, everybody, those founders within the DIVA Network who are coming on board to carry this whole vision to Africa to really bring that impact that we want, that economic empowerment, that growth with our women and men who walk alongside us. Yes, Ubuntu is here. And thank you, and welcome. So I'm going to hand it over to our leader, Adora Crystal, so she can share with you the exciting stuff, and then you can also hear from all of our leaders right on the call here. Welcome, welcome. Woohoo! It's Pata Pata Day.
Awesome.
It might be Friday, but it's Pata Pata.
Well, I learned some new moves I need to work on with that, Mama. I want my leopard dress. I got some stuff to go to work on. Thank you for that. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Aquaba, right? Habari, Yoko. I need some of you to give me more greetings so that I can learn. My name's Adora Crystal Evans, and I'm the CEO and founder of the DIVA Network. Hi, Carissa. And we have right now the Whisper launch of the DIVA Network on the continent of Africa. And that is happening. So if you're invited here, it's because you are an influential person in Africa, or you are doing things connected to things in Africa. And so we're starting with you and locking arms. We're looking for other leaders, other driven, inspiring, visionary, authentic sisters and brothers who support us to lock arms with. So if you're able, I want to invite you to come on to the camera. I think, Jimmy, last week we got to meet so many people and we had questions like, yes, we're fired up. We want to run. We want to do this with you. But what is it? What are we doing? Exactly. So today we're going to share that. We're going to get right to, Jerobi. I'm going to get this down. Yes, I know. I did
you
not.
were close, Jabri. I think one of those E's is silent.
Jabri, thank you so
much.
All right, welcome. I love when you all come on camera.
Thank you.
Yes, so Jimmy, if you'd like to go ahead and share, I'm going to quickly present the vision for time. Then you're going to hear from some of our founders and why Africa first. Then we're going to take questions and comments from you, because now is go time. We're ready to lock arms with other entrepreneurial driven women and men. All right, let's go. So the DIVA Network, this is what we are as a community. Okay, I'm hearing all kinds of things. Let's keep going. Technology brings us together and it adds some interesting things. So if you're tired of feeling unseen, or maybe you're seen, but you are not getting the level of recognition that you know your vision, your impact that you're meant to have, then you're in the right place. Let's go. Do you wish you had a supportive community of driven women who truly elevate and empower you? So a lot of you, when you're driven leaders, you're driving alone and everyone comes to you and everything is on your shoulders and the weight of this big vision. Let me see comments or hearts or emojis if you feel that you carry this big mantle and you're often alone. But what I'm asking is, do you want to be surrounded by other driven people that are absolutely committed to your vision, to you rising? Yes or no? Yeah, I see one heart. I think you all, it's early here. I thought it was later where you are. Okay, let's go. Sifa. Are you looking for exclusive access to high impact results based on training, funding, business growth, and resources? So I'm talking about, there seem to be these lucky people that have all the connections. They know who to call. They're in just the right place at the right time. What if we could put you in that place week after week where you have the opportunity to meet and receive what you need to excel? All right. Do you want to network with influential women and men and create profitable collaborations? Sifa, how does that sound to you? Yes. Yes, Geraldine. Are you ready to add an extra income stream or even a primary one that gave you instant smart contract payouts? So I'm talking about another lifestyle, a new standard of living. What would an extra $100 a month do? 500, 1,000, 10,000? It's actually all possible here. And what if that payment could be instant and protected because it's on a smart contract? All right. Do you crave more luxury, lifestyle, global connections, travel, better opportunities for your children, better opportunities for your community, more independence? Then all right, you're in the right place. Do we have another question? We're going to keep playing with these questions. Are you really ready to finally break through to that next level? Many of you have already broken through. Look, the reality is you wouldn't be here if you weren't already at a high level, right? But everybody knows that there's a ceiling to that, and it's time for the ceiling to become the new floor. Like, are you ready to have a higher ceiling? Like, what the top of your possibility is, what if that were your new standard? That's what we're talking about. So that's what we're up to here at the DIVA Network. So what is it? It is the most affordable gathering of female entrepreneurs and the men who support them in the world. It truly is. So I'm talking about very high level training, entrepreneurs, top tier connections available to you, and not just to watch like you're watching me right now, but to engage and participate, to connect, to network, to share your business with, to meet and collaborate and elevate. Because I'm going to tell you something. The people who are winning at the highest levels, they are surrounded by other winners. They are surrounded and they have connections, they have knowledge. And so what we're doing at the DIVA Network is creating a space where everybody has the opportunity to have that level of access without having to pay $100,000 a year, without having to be born in a certain country or know certain people. Because we live in a virtual world, we can now eliminate all the barriers and everybody gets to rise together. And it's about time, isn't it? I don't know. Dr. Inez, I don't know, Carissa, is it time? All right. So the DIVA Network in this mastermind, we're giving you opportunities to build relationships, network with like-minded women and men, access to capital, access to partnerships, boosting your own brand visibility, and truly achieving your own professional goals. I heard this rapper say that someone invited him to go on a yacht. And he said, I don't want you to take me on your yacht. I want you to show me how you got that yacht. Right? And that's what it's about. Like, it is time that each of us have that opportunity to be financially, spiritually, physically, mentally free, and to bring our communities with us. So that's what we're creating here at the DIVA Network. All right, let's keep it going. So the VIP network, it's not for everyone. In fact, this mastermind community is only for one type of person: action takers, success seekers. If you're one of these type of people, I want you to give me some fire, give me some chat, give me some good face. Have you heard when you give good face? It's like, you know how to make great, like, show me that this is you, and show the people in the room. People are committed to their success and willing to do whatever it takes to join a community of people that are truly fulfilled in the world. So to us, Miriam, DIVA is driven, inspiring, visionary, authentic sisterhood. This is not a place where you gossip and you tear down your sisters. In fact, we believe that is an old wound meant to keep us apart and to keep us not in our power, but fighting for scraps. And we say enough is enough. So we don't gossip, we elevate, we bring value, we collaborate. And we know by doing that, we break all the barriers that were once meant to keep us small. Are you those kind of women? Yeah, the only kind of gossip we spread around here is good gossip. And good gossip is when someone talked kindly about you behind your back. I love that kind of gossip. Like when you, and I love those kind of friends. And I am that kind of friend. If you're not in the room, I am talking good about you. And those are the only kind of friends you want, that when you're not there, or when there's a room full of opportunity, they bring up your name. And if you're that kind of person, then you belong here. If you're the other kind of person, you need to go to counseling first, and then we'll bring you in, okay? No, I'm just kidding. We need a session. But no, really, we have no tolerance for breaking each other down. Okay, let's keep going. All right, so a little bit about how this got started. So I have over 20 years in the self-development space. I, at one time, lived in a boarded up home with no electricity. So at 15 years old, I lived on my own, and it was meeting Jim Rohn on a Walkman radio, a battery operated Walkman radio, that changed my whole trajectory. First, I say there was my spiritual awakening, but then there was at 18, this moment where I learned that if I just set my sail in a new direction, read books, got around mentors, learned that everything could change for me. And I applied it. And, you know, of course, that aha, Sifa, you know, right? If you look up here, once you have that aha, it goes right, it goes straight up, does it? No. Yes, it goes like this. Boom, boom. We'll get it, right? It's like the stock market on the rise. But what I found is by being with people that were growing, learning, sharing their resources, by changing my mentality, by getting around and in those rooms, my life kept taking quantum leaps. And so I spent over 20 years in the self-development space and in media. So I would go back and forth. I worked with the Napoleon Hill Foundation for over 20 years. I'm in several of their books. I speak at many of their events. I got to work with Les Brown, if any of you know Les Brown, Bob Proctor. And then I got to meet Christine Curran, who started the Dining Empire. And we did something together. We fell in love on a Think and Grow Rich tour virtually in front of everyone. And then we decided to film something together. We did a Think and Grow Rich Mastermind in St. Lucia. And that was her first experience with sort of self-development, even though she was living a lot of the principles already. And for me, I'd been in media. I was a senior writer for a fashion and art magazine in Egypt called Alter Ego. So Hello Africa, I've been there. I lived there 2.5 years. And my daughter is half Egyptian. I married an Egyptian man. And I worked with the celebrities there in Egypt. So if you're Egyptian, let me know, and or Middle Eastern, I'll throw out some of those names: Mona Zeki, Nehru's. Anyway, many of the Amr Diab, many of the celebrities. And yet the whole time my heart was, every woman needs to be free. Every woman, every human, every child, I believe that God put and planted and allowed to be here with a big vision. And I always had this vision of everybody should get to thrive. Everyone should get to be financially free. Everyone has some kind of community, some kind of vision, some kind of something that only they can express. And I believe everybody deserves to have the same access to the people, the knowledge, the tools, the connections, and the resources. So I was between this media world where I got to work with Rihanna, Katy Perry, some of the entourage people, the designer who dressed Prince his entire career. And I was writing, then I, wrote in magazines, but all the time this calling. So then I would spend the other half of my life in women's initiatives and self-development spaces. So when I met Christine, over the years, this thing opened where I was a TV host. I still am, on Destination Divas that airs on the Travel Channel, and it'll be on Google Prime and Apple. And then I took on executive producer and host of Dining Divas Texas, which is where I'm from. Some of you don't love the US, but you love Texas. I've got an extra grace there. And then that's when we brought together the DIVA Network, because I knew that if I was going to do this, that it wasn't just about me getting to be on TV and me making all the great connections. My heart is not happy if it's just about me, because that's not what God designed me for. I started going, how do we bring more people with us? And so that's how we started the DIVA Network, where we could open the resources, open the opportunities to be on TV, to meet, to be on podcasts, to get on more stages, to earn income at high levels, to have the microphone at each of your mouths when it comes to expressing impact and calling, and then to be able to share the network, which is the most valuable part of what we have going on at the DIVA Network. It is always going to be who you get to meet, whether it's one of our resources, one of the people in the room like Melanie or Erol or Ruth or Carissa. It's always going to be a who that opens that next door for you. Whether it's a financial door, it's the best babysitter in town, it's the best hairdresser in town. It is always going to be a person that leads you to those resources. So that is kind of the backstory of how the DIVA Network started. We're gonna have a couple people just share what's opened for them in the DIVA Network or what they see. We'll hear quickly from Dr. Andrea and Sam, and then we'll talk about what membership is into the DIVA Network, what you get, and what the opportunity is for you to help bring this into your country on the continent of Africa, and what that opportunity looks like. All right, awesome. So Dr. Andrea, a couple sentences. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Adora. Hello, everybody, my brothers and sisters, my new friends. I am a founding member of the Divas Network. And before anything, when we are talking about the continent of Africa, I just want to honor our ancestors, our roots, honor all of those who came before us. And I would like to share with you that the Diva Africa, this Diva movement, I always tell Adora, is a movement. It's not another network, women network. It is a movement, and it is a space of collective ownership where women do not compete, but we uplift and grow together. We are bridging, you know, the rural and the urban, the local and the global. And we are here to build what has not been done before for us as women, to build a network of women that are empowered, who is looking for financial freedom, who is looking for emotional freedom, and also are looking for a mental freedom. We are here connecting. We have already in this network women from Africa, from agribusiness, we have artists, we have teachers, and we want to spread the word and we want to listen to you. We want to know what you are doing to add to this movement. Thank you for being here. We are really the granddaughters of our ancestors here building a new story.
Sam, yes, please share what you see is possible in South Africa and the continent of Africa. And those of you who don't know, Sam has a history as a media model, radio host, TV personality, and an even richer history with her parents being very involved in politics. And she is one of our core leaders on the continent, holding the mantle that people get to live free and be free and have a better quality of life. So Sam, what do you want to say, or what do you see here?
Thanks, Adora. What I will start by saying is that it is storming here in Johannesburg. And you know what? I have a very different perspective on the rain today. In order to appreciate the rainbow, we have to learn to appreciate the rain. But it's so wonderful to see so many familiar faces, and you know, everybody's smiling. That's always what I look forward to when I jump onto a platform. And, you know, there were things that Adora, you've said, things that Miss Barbara, you've said, things Miss Andrea, you've said as well. It's like, if I want to exercise and I want to be healthy, I've got to surround myself with people who do that. If I want to be successful, I have to be surrounded by people who are successful. If I want to stay clean in my recovery and do well in my sobriety, I have to surround myself with people who take that seriously. So today, I'm very clear about the spaces that I choose to be in. And I think the question that everybody should reflect on is, what are your desires? Remember, our desires are different. But that is something that we have to ask ourselves. And last week when I came onto the platform, I spoke a lot about storytelling, you know, and how I love storytelling. And even in my work, I tell my own stories. I share the stories of other people, and that's how we connect. And what's so interesting is that, you know, I heard one of the most powerful stories a few hours before I jumped onto this call. And straight after that, I was on a call with somebody from this very same Zoom. Right. And not to break anybody's anonymity, but he's in here, and he's such a beautiful, beautiful young man. And, you know, the story in itself spoke about, you know, the guy was in recovery, and he said that, you know, before you're alarmed, he focused on 3 things, which I wanted to share with everybody today. And it's to be authentic and to be your true authentic self. The second thing that he mentioned was that you have to surrender to the outcome. If you're sitting in this space, what will be, or what is meant to be, will be. And the third thing is that we've got to learn to do uncomfortable things and have uncomfortable conversations. When I came into the Zoom last week, I had all these messages and all these calls, and I was riddled with fear because I thought, am I good enough? Can I do this? What will I say? Will people like me? Will they be interested in my story? But yet I found courage to engage in the most powerful conversations. I set up 3 calls from 3 different people from this very same call within a matter of 24 hours. And you know, the best part about all of this is that I didn't walk into any of these conversations with any expectation. But what I do know is what I want. What I do know is what my desires are. What I do know is that by being authentic and not wanting to control the outcome and getting to a point where I can have those conversations that are very new to me, this is the result, right? So, Adora, I want to just echo what you said about leadership. And what's interesting is that we all see leaders in different people, but we hardly ever see leaders in ourselves. So if I put myself in this position and I can see myself through the eyes of others, I'll probably be more successful than what I thought I would be. So, if anything, what last week's call did for me, I cannot even put into words. The relationships, the conversations, the inspiration, the hope that I've received from so many people from this call is life-changing. And what I've experienced in real time is what I hope to impart to others in real time. So if anything, when we're on this call, as much as we want to succeed as individuals and we have these desires and we want to manifest wealth and manifest, happiness and manifest love and all those things, we need to understand that we also need to be selfless in our ways. So let's help each other. Let's lock arms. Let's share our stories. Let's be honest and authentic and real. And you know what? Sometimes that vulnerability is actually what people love the most. That's how they connect with you the most. So my message and my ask for each and every single one of you is not to hold back and not to be afraid of what you want. And, I asked my son, just to end off, my youngest son is 7 years old. I said, Noah, why do you think mommy works so hard? Why do you think I do the things that I do? He said, I don't know. I said, it's to put you through school. It's to fill the tank. It's to take you on holiday. It's to put fuel in the car, but also to create incredible opportunities for those who are less fortunate and those who are still trying to figure out the what, the how, the when, and the who. So I'll leave it there, and I'm deeply grateful to be here, and I send all of you lots of love. Thanks, Adora.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I just want to pull to the community again, because if you were here last week and you're here this week, Sam has been shining so brightly each time, and the whole community has. And it really takes every voice. Like this week, I'm recovering from a cough. I'm a little, and if this mission, if this vision was all up to me to cast, well, you'd be getting the vision because it's bold, it's powerful, no matter how I'm feeling. But it's in sisterhood that Barbara gave her voice, Dr. Andrea, and then Sam brought the passion. One of the reasons that we started in Africa first and why we're here and having this call is because as we were whisper launching the DIVA Network in the US, we noticed that a good portion of the room were people living in Africa or who had lived in Africa before or had major initiatives in Africa. And so what was unusual about that is normally in the US, you might say, oh, a third of the room or half of the room are from Latin America. And so we're going to start the Spanish speaking market first, but truly it was Africa and people from your continent saying, we need to go there. My people, my family, my community deserves to have what we have created here, and I want to bring it. And so that's the invitation, is now we're going, if you are resonating with this and what you see next, Jimmy's going to fill in more blanks, then we want you to raise your hand and say, I want to be a part of this community. I want to be a part of this movement, or I want to champion this in my area. And there is a huge opportunity to lock arms with us, not just on the continent of Africa, but globally, because we are opening the Middle East, Portugal, Asia, the Latin markets even are all coming. And so, Jimmy, I will keep going if you don't get up here, because all the hearts, and Sam got me fired up and my other sisters got me fired up. So let's go ahead and spotlight Jimmy. Jimmy is the president of the DIVA Network. So when we say the women and the men who support us. I think a lot of times movements are women, us versus them. But there is no reality or truth in that. You don't have babies with an us versus them, right? Everything is made in harmony. There are boy plants and girl plants, you know, male and female. And so while we're a stand for women, we would not be who we are without these amazing men like Jimmy who support us. And I believe men who love their families, that show up in integrity, that really love and serve their creator, they are good for the female nervous system globally. And so I don't think it's an accident that we have so many powerful men like Pappy, like Ali, like Samuel that are here in support of the women. And we are forever grateful for that. So thank you so much, Jimmy.
So thank you so much, Adora and Sam and Dr. Andrea, as well as Barbara, for kicking this off. I get the honor and privilege to actually share with you guys some more details of our actual membership, because one of the things is that this membership is so powerful and so exciting that we definitely want to make sure that you guys see it today. So I'm going to share my screen. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can see it okay. All right. Very good. Very good. Okay, so let me go ahead and get into it. So first things first is that we have a membership we call the Freemium, which is our free membership, and it's open for the entire world. All right. And because we're, and I'll share this with you a little bit later, because we're on a smart contract, anyone in the world can participate in this. And what you're going to end up happening is today, when this is all over, someone's going to give you a link where you can join our free community. That's right, absolutely free. Join our free community. Now, we host this inside of school, which is a very powerful platform. It's not on Facebook. It's not you know, it is hosted on school, and that is where you can actually now meet everyone else. So you definitely want to get that link. And what happens inside the free membership is that you get what we call our DIVA Elevate core curriculum course. This is basically to help you start in whatever endeavor you're on. If you're already an entrepreneur, it's a great one, you know, great course to kind of launch your business. But also if you're an existing entrepreneur, you also pick up some more nuggets as well. And this is hosted inside of our school community. Then we have our monthly virtual group Elevate events that you can be part of as well. And then one of the last things that you get is our DIVA branded members card. Now, picture this inside of your phone. All of us have these wallets now, like you may have your credit card or your airline, you know, card in there. Well, you can now have a DIVA branded card. Now, this will mean a lot more to you in the next couple of months, because what that means is around the world, there's going to be perks inside of this card. And so you'll definitely want to make sure you get that when it's time. So that is our free membership. Then we move up to our Glow membership. Now, this one is everything that I just shared with you in the freemium, but you also now get to start networking with the rest of the divas, all right? And this is virtually everywhere, all around the world. We definitely are going to be setting these up per, you know, continent, per region, per country. And so weekly virtual networking events. So right now you can come on because most of you are still, like we do it around 12 p.m. Central on Wednesday, so 1 p.m. Eastern. So that means for a lot of you, that may be your evening time, which after dinner, you can come in there and network with a lot of our existing members. So that's involved in that. And then you also get the travel membership, a light travel membership. This is for your personal or your business use, just to help you save some money. We do have a lifestyle component to this, and so we want you to make sure you have access to that. And then also one of the things that we brought to the table, being one of the pillar partners inside of the DIVA Network, I've owned a travel company since 2017. And so we brought in also one of our #1 worldwide vacation incentives that anybody can use. And so we're going to give you access to 5 of those that you can use. And all someone does is when they get this, a value of anywhere from $2,000 up to $4,000 or $5,000. You can actually use it for yourself or then use it for your business. And that's included in this membership. All right. And so this is,
sorry, I had to jump in and just say why we called this Diva Glow. Because on our weekly networking events, when the women go into the breakout room, they go in one way And then they network and connect and they come out and they're all glowing. Everyone is glowing because they got connected and they met people and they're working on things. And in some of those networking meetings, we've had people get funded. We've had people create retreats together. We've had people get on podcast interviews. So you can imagine why they're glowing. And then when we thought about it, it's like, when else do we glow? When we go on vacation, we freaking glow. And you know, the world is brighter. Nothing, you know, something could go wrong, but if you're on your way to a vacation, you're like, doesn't matter. You know, I'm good. Everything's fine. And the other time is when you give a vacation, when you give something, you glow, right? It feels so good to watch someone receive it. Okay, Jimmy, back to you.
Dora. And so this membership, everybody, is $47 a month. And so $47 a month, you get all of that plus what was inside of the freemium. Let me dive a little deeper into it and exactly what Adora was talking about here. The light travel portal will save you up to about 35% more. So that way you can continue to go because you're saving some money there. Then you've got your dream vacation certificate as well, over 3,000 destinations that you can pick from. And then we also have escape trips. Our first one is being planned right now in Cancun, Mexico. But as we expand around the world, we already have DMCs and people that are involved in travel. We've been involved in travel since 2017 that will host these escape trips all over the world. So we're very, very excited about having that. So that is part of your membership when you come in, even at our Glow membership, right? So then you move into our VIP. This is where you start to get a lot more benefits in terms of just helping you get there faster, right? Let me know in the comments if you're someone that wants to get there faster. Type in faster, because that's what happens when you start to go from the Glow to the VIP. VIP, you have some more things. You've got exclusive trainings where you're going to hear from successful women and the men that support them that will help you with habits, capabilities, give you some tools. I mean, things like that that can really help you get there faster. Then you have unbelievable, amazing celebrity guests like Lisa Nichols and so many more. We'll show you here in a second that graph, but I mean, just know, I see one of them on here today. Poppy is on here. I mean, people that have proven track records of success. What I always tell people is the good thing about being part of a mastermind collective like this one is that you're always going to have somebody that is just ahead of you that can help you, right? Well, when you have some celebrity guests in there, they're not only just ahead of you, but they're also way ahead of you, so they can help pull you even further along in your journey. So you have that. Then you have our weekly virtual group training. This is awesome. We're actually doing this now every single day during this challenge we're doing, but then we also do it once that's over. We still do those trainings, and that way you can get continued growth every single week. Then we move into our exclusive access to the divas, you know, in terms of any questions, like hot seats and things like that. We have those type of opportunities for you. You're also going to be invited to be one of the first ones to attend our live sessions. We're now launching one in Dallas. We have one in Orlando starting here in a couple of weeks. We have these live events as well. We have one that's looking to do one even in New Mexico. I mean, so many things. And now, as we go into Africa, this will be another big piece. And so as we talk about our members expanding in Africa, looking for those ambassadors, you will have the opportunity to shape some of this. So this is exciting. You know, we call this First Movers Advantage. You can be part of helping us shape some of these local events there in your market as well. And then, of course, like I said, you've got the Dream Vacation Centers as well as the travel membership. Then we move into our Founders Membership. Now, this is a limited opportunity. It's for the first 1,000. And it's one of those things why this may be important for some of you is that you actually you get the title of being a founder, right? When this movement is over 1 million plus people, you get to say, I was one of the very first. And that sometimes can mean a lot because you were one of the first movers advantage. You were one of the first ones that said, hey, I believe in the vision of, you know, the DIVA Network and what Adora and the rest of this community has shared with the world. And so here's what you're going to get inside that. First of all, remember that little wallet I was talking to you about, where you get the opportunity to promote your business, your service inside that wallet. This will be a big deal, everybody. That alone, because if you just think about what advertising costs these days, imagine being part of a community where you get access to everyone's mobile phone that's a member. Long term, this will be a huge value for people, all right? So you get that. Then you get access to our preferred resources. This isn't people that we think are good at what they do. These are people that we work with every day. These are people that we have already have built a relationship, but we've also vetted them out. So you'll get access to them. And also, because this membership will probably increase over time, you're grandfathered in. No more extra fees for you. This is what you'll be grandfathered. So if we even go up to $1,500, $2,000 a month or $2,000 a year for this membership, you will always be grandfathered in. Now, reserve seating at events. I know Adora and a lot of you probably like this one. This is awesome because you don't have to wait in line. You have your own seating at our events. There'll be a day here, not too long actually, in the very, very near future where we'll have 500, 1,000 people events, and guess what? You don't have to wait in or sit in the very back anymore. You'll be able to get in that front row seating. Then you also have access to our escape trips. Like I said, this is going to be our lifestyle part of the business. We definitely want, how many of you want to travel together and create those memories together? Well, escape trips, we'll be doing that all over the world, right? Then also the first access to the live DIVA events. As I said, we're already starting to lay those out. You will be able to be the first ones to get registered before they sell out, and then that way you can be part of that. We also have an incentive marketing academy that is for founders in their back office. This is just high-level training. I can tell you right now, this type of training has helped some of the top real estate and insurance and business owners like take their business to the next level. So that's part of it as well. You also get a year all access pass to our Dining Empire TV show as well. Then you also have founders only Zooms. This is reserved just for our founders. And so we appreciate and thank them so much. So we do Zooms just for them. Then you also get the Diva Talk, everybody. This is a bold 10-minute opportunity where you can drop your message to our community, give your words of wisdom, and really just help somebody get to that next level. So you have access to that. Then we also have private founders only mastermind events. As a matter of fact, this has already been scheduled. We have one in July with the founder of Priceline, Jeff Hoffman, in Trinidad and Tobago. So once again, this will be an expansion all around the world. We're super excited about these as well. Then you'll also be featured in our Diva Experience podcast. One of my best friends is on here, Ali Madawi, Prince Ali. He helps us with our podcast. And so guess what? You can be actually put on that podcast and featured in the Diva Experience. We're already starting to see some of our founders in there. Absolutely amazing for you to get even more recognition, brand visibility for being part of the DIVA Network. And then last one is you have the opportunity to record a training that can be featured inside of our school platform, all right, housed in there, so to show your greatness. And so that is our founders membership. It is absolutely loaded, and definitely if you can do that one, definitely pick that one as well. So this is just a highlight for you, kind of a breakdown. I know this is a lot of text, so get back with the person that invited you. They can go into this a little bit more. No matter what, get enrolled on the free one today. That way you can at least see what's happening inside of our community as well. All right, now this slide here just shows you some of the powerhouse people that are already contributing to the community. I mean, some of the reach in this community right here is unbelievable. And so what's happening is that people want to be part of the DIVA Network and contribute to the community's growth because they know that we lead with contribution and generosity. And so you've got people like, I mean, I don't want to say all their names. Let me just know this. You can see some of these names like Dennis Waitley, Renee Marino, Sean Osborne, Ryan, I mean, all the Brianne Salcido's coaching, DMA Anderson. I mean, there's so many. Lisa Nichols is in here. Yeah, Pappy. I mean, there's so many in here that are just making a huge impact already in their current businesses. But they said, you know what? This DIVA Network, we want to be part of it and we want to contribute as well. So you're going to get access to all of them. All right. Now, one of the things that is very near and dear to my heart, because I've been very, very fortunate with Ali to be able to pay millions of dollars throughout the continent of Africa in commissions. And when Adora came to us and asked us about, helping, get it on the blockchain, a smart contract, protecting people, one of the things is that we wanted to create a really strong affiliate program. And basically, an affiliate program means is that you can just refer other people, something that we all do every single day. And here's what I mean by that is that when you go to a good restaurant or you go to a good movie, what do? You tell everybody, right? Well, the thing is that restaurant or movie theater probably never sent you a commission for referring someone. Well, here We want our community to grow. We make no apologies about it. We want you to tell other people because we already, you heard Adora tell you some of the stories that we're hearing. Our VIP sessions are ridiculous. I mean, some of you guys can put in the chat, how many of you are getting some real benefit if you're already a member inside this community? Because that's the power of this community. So we want you to share with people. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to reward you for it. We're going to give you 40%, right? Every single time you refer someone from one of our memberships, we're going to pay you instantly into your back office that you can put into your wallet, 40% commission, right? And so once that's done, if you help them refer anyone else, we're going to pay you an additional 10% on all of that, all those memberships as well. So it's just a very simple 2-tier, 40% direct to you, 10% on your level 2 or your tier 2, and it happens for all of our memberships. Now, why is this a big deal? Well, if you're in Africa, if you're in any of our countries out around the world, you can participate in this and get paid instantly into your wallet. And here's what I love about it too. So someone may be on a monthly membership with you, and guess what? Every time they pay, it instantly goes into your wallet on their renewal. That's right. Every single time the 47, the 97 renews, you get paid again. It is a program where we have true residual income for people, right? Because the more our goal, Adora and the rest of the team that you just saw, our goal is to continue to give so much value that people like, listen, I'd rather cancel my Netflix than my DIVA membership, right? That's the value you want to give people. That's what we want to happen here, is that people stay on this membership for a very, very long time. All right. And so you're going to get access to that and be able to earn some income. Now, real quickly for all of you, because I know we have a lot of people from Africa on here today. We actually take all of your Web3, the most popular ones. We prefer MetaMask, but we also know that in Africa, a lot of you may use Trust Wallet, SafePal, or Token Pocket. And the good thing is the way we do it is we do BNB, which has a very low gas fee, and then you just swap it to your USDT. And we've got step-by-step instructions to help you get enrolled on that as well. All right, so not a problem with that, but just know this: we're 100% on blockchain using stable coins like USDT, and then BNB with low gas fees. And so we've got this down. This is what's helped us, or has been able to help us help a lot of other people around the world with this program, right? And so with that, I'm going to turn it back over to the one and only Dora and the team for our next session.
Yeah, and Sam, thank you so much. Give it up for Jimmy. Did he break that down? And we want you to know that $47 membership was totally curated and created by you all, by the request made for a product that was more accessible. And so we're always listening. We're always learning. This is a movement. It will not be led by us over in the US or the UK. It'll be led by you, the local leaders, because only you know what is needed locally. And speaking of that, Sam, what does that bring up for you? What's possible before we jump into Q&A?
Well, if you want some honesty, Adora, I've never been a numbers person, and I just saw like so many slides with numbers. But why I share this is because my good friend Arthur is here, and he said to me, you gotta speak the language. You gotta learn the language. You gotta, speak to people in a certain way. And I'm learning just as much as I'm sure there are many other members on this platform who are also learning. But it's exciting. I think that's what I'm currently feeling, if I had to pinpoint what I'm currently feeling. And, just to echo what I was saying in the beginning, we're all on a journey together. One thing I've realized is that we don't have to do this alone. And there is no such thing as a silly question. There is no such thing as, just asking something that there isn't another person who's going to be able to answer. So, this platform and this space and this network, has all sorts of different types of people, different souls that we can each learn something from. And I think I would really love for us to open up the platform. Let's be mindful of time. I always say that if it's a question, please ask the question. If it's an expression of gratitude, please do not hold back. If there is a golden nugget that you would like to share, if there's wisdom you'd like to impart, don't hold back. I think it would be nice for us to take about 4 or 5 hands or members on this platform. So you can just raise your hand. I'll ask you to unmute, and you can take the floor. I'm also mindful of the messages coming in the chat, which I won't ignore as well. Nisa, I'm going to ask you to unmute, and you can go ahead. Welcome.
Yes. So my question is generally because I'm building something similar to DIVA Network. So basically, what I'm developing is called High Innovate. So basically, I'm basically a programmer. So I started building an MVP of basically that. Looking at, did some research, and I found out that of the total global funding, female entrepreneurs worldwide only raise about 2.3% of the global funding. So I decided to sit down and try start building something that looks at crowdfunding, networking, marketplace, basically everything that you have pointed out. So now I wanted to find out, like, in what I'm building, how does it like play a part in the DIVA network?
So I have, yeah, go ahead. Do you want me to answer, Sam? Or do you have
Dora, absolutely.
Sam and Jimmy? When I started hearing programming and all that, I put Jimmy on the stage too, because I'm like you, I'm like, I don't know. So first of all, collaboration is key. And we have a big vision for microfunding, and we're in lots of collaborations with people who already own networking groups. That is how we go faster, further, is by actually locking arms. So what I would say is that we have a follow-up conversation with Jimmy and me and the team and whoever invited you here. And we dial in and look at what that possibility, it could be wildly powerful and put fuel on what you're doing, but also put resources to the community and fuel what we're doing. Jimmy, your answer? You're muted, Jimmy.
You're muted, Jimmy.
Yeah, I just want to agree with Adora. Just Nisa, for time's sake, let's definitely, whoever invited you, start a WhatsApp chat with them and us, and we can, go to that next level and figure out exactly what you're requesting and looking for.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Nisa. I really appreciate your contribution. And if there's anything else, please pop us a message in the chat. Mrs. Quick, I'm going to ask you to please unmute. I think this is the first time seeing your beautiful face.
I'm unmuted, and thank you so much, and good evening, everyone. I can't wait to meet with you, Sam, because I'm also in South Africa, and I'm very much excited to be part of this organization. I'm looking forward to really contributing wherever I can be able to contribute and become the founder member at the same time. So like she said, the founder, that when you are going on vacation, you glow. This is the vacation glow. So when I come back, I'm going to put my word into action, and we just gonna roll together. I love this organization so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Quick. It's so beautiful to see you again and to hear you. And thank you for bringing your energy. And by the way, when you wear the crown and you've got the glow, you got to own it, and not hold back, And one thing about life is that when you invite somebody to, and I'll be quick, you invite somebody to a meeting, they say no. You invite somebody to the meeting again, they say no. The third time, they say no again. At some point, they're going to be curious, and they're going to say, what is this thing that Sam keeps talking about? What is this thing that I keep hearing about? Curiosity is everything. And that's the thing, sometimes it does take being a pain in somebody's behind to wake them up, and that's what we're here to do. We're rallying champions. We're rallying leaders. We're rallying powerful people. And last week I spoke about the entrepreneurial spirit that we have as African people. If you think about businesses on the side of the road, if you think about little businesses in our community, that came from somewhere, that's somebody's business that's feeding their family and the rest of the community, right? And we just get to take that, that idea, that brand, that vision to the rest of the world, and we get to expand, and we get to learn more and enhance what we're doing and enhance our power, right? So we do have some time for one or two more hands. If there's
I do want to
anybody.
add to that while they're doing that,
Yes.
Sam. You were speaking earlier about the different types of people and how I want to say how we're going to have you in the DIVA Network teach everyone how to tell their story. Wouldn't you love a professional to show you and help you tell your story in a way that grabs the person you're meant to serve? So we get to call on Sam for that. But Miss Quick is a crypto queen. And not only will she be teaching and bringing her expertise and building a team of DIVA Network members and be one of our founding members. I love that. But we have a lot of people in America that are brilliant, that are really stopped and hung up around crypto, you know, that it takes a lot. And, you know, and I've learned in, Barbara says in Africa, people don't buy a banana where she is from without crypto. And so we get to learn from our sisters across the, you know, across the land. And so it does take all of us. And guess what? Because there's all of us, we're not left behind. Because if Miss Quick was all about just her and her way, then only people like her would be winning as the global economy makes this shift to digital currency. But because of people like Miss Quick, we all get to go. And because of community, we go together. So like you, Sam, sometimes when the numbers come on, I get a little fuzzy, which is why Jimmy shares them, by the way, which is why he shares them. But it becomes really exciting when you realize those numbers represent freedom. Those numbers represent impact. They represent, it's part of why we pay out 50% of commission, is that the people who refer into our network, they make more per membership than any one person on our team. And that's because we say where your treasure is, there's your heart. So we're giving the treasure and then we're all vested in how this community grows. Back to you.
Thank you, Adora. Jimmy, I'd like to acknowledge Anastasia's message in the chat. It may have been answered a little bit earlier, but just in case, Lebohang has sent a message in the chat as to how do we be a part of the DIVA Network. So just a reminder, and in short, Jimmy, if you could share that.
So whoever invited you today, they have a link they're going to share with you, and get that link from them. And one of the things is, as soon as you enroll, you'll see that you can get right into the community and you start to see everything. And that way, also inside of the school community, you can message any of us. We're all in there together. And here's our goal. Our goal now is to move that school community to 1,000 members in the next 7 days. So let's all work together. Let's get this everywhere. Let's start getting here's the thing. Last night I'll just share with you guys. I was with Adora and we were just talking about all the wins that people are having. And I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. This is a big deal, everyone. Ali and I, Adora, we've all been in communities before, but in a very short amount of time, I've never seen so many people have breakthroughs, new collaborations, massive expansion. I mean, it's all coming together so fast. And we don't want you to miss it, honestly. Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to come back, later in like Sam was saying, I don't want you to come back and go, oh, I just saw a press release on that DIVA Network I was on February 27th, and now there's 10,000 members, there's 50,000 members, there's 1 million members, and I didn't even, I just missed it. You won't probably miss it, but we don't want you to wait any longer, right? So make sure that you get back with that person, get their link, and then get joined with us. That was a long answer. Sorry, Sam. I get excited.
Thank you, Jimmy. Don't hold back. That's what I said. You have your desires, right? So we've got 3 hands in the queue. We'll take those 3, and then we'll close this segment of the Zoom. Geraldine, I'm going to come over to you, and then I'll go to Miss Barbara.
Hi, everyone. I am so happy to be here, and I just wanted to share a little testimony about how this network works. So I reached out to Jimmy. I'm like, I need my link. Can I get it? I'm out networking all the time. I really want to help build the network. Okay, he sends me the link. 30 minutes later, I have a meeting set with a really wonderful woman, Alexandra. And within 2 hours of sitting with her, literally, we came to such a collaboration. She has a network of her own of 250 people, which once, of course, she had a meeting with Adora and Jimmy, she completely decided to integrate this entire network into our network. She's heavily connected in Brazil, in Portugal, in Africa. I have a heart for Africa and really, really, really specifically Cape Town. And I know I heard somebody talking about being from Cape Town. I mean, I swear my heart is still sitting on the road in Simonstown, and I have to go back and get it someday. So just to speak to the power of my first link that I ever shared with anyone is now going to have an impact on 251 people. And like, we're just getting started with that.
2,500 actually, Geraldine. It's
Okay.
2,500. Let's add a zero. Yeah, and she wrote a book on networking, and she's speaking all over, and she's going to be training sales and networking within the DIVA Network community. Your very first link, Geraldine. Yeah.
And just wanted to share the power of sharing it. I mean, you never know how your reach will become so much larger to help so many more people. So yes, just wanted everyone to hear that. And I'm excited. I'm going to an event tonight, and the person who's hosting the event, I have a meeting with them. They have a huge network, and everyone we meet in the room, like just getting to be in this room and sharing that link can change so many people's lives. And I'm so grateful to be a part of it. And to you, Dora, and Christine, and the whole network, and Jimmy, just for, I know how you are literally like really pouring 800 million% of yourselves, heart and soul into this. And it's so wonderful to be here to celebrate the wins and just seeing the power of one link. Crazy. So glad to be here with all of you and happy to share. I'm excited about where we can go.
Awesome. She also sent the 400 there, the $398. It's in my wallet.
Oh, yeah. Like, took a picture, I snapshot it. I go, oh my gosh, like it's there. So it's really that instant. Yeah. And I thought about the impact, especially in other countries like Africa, Cape Town. You know, I got to experience a different culture and actually really a different depth of poverty than I had ever seen, honestly. And to think, I said to Adora, to think that like I met the most wonderful woman who would come to my friend's home and clean. She was like family to them. And one day they said, we're going to take you with us. We want you to see where we're taking her home. And I came in the car and I went to see where she lived. And I think about her. I call her Sally Sue. But the thing is that, like, if Sally Sue were cleaning homes for 5 people and she shared this link with the people who own those homes and they shared the link, Sally Sue's life could be so tremendously changed so quick. And I know how quick that money goes in the account because I saw it. It went in mine. And so that really, you know, as we move into expanding into different geographic regions, the reach is even further because of the power of, you know, the dollar.
So Sam, I just want to clue you in that who they brought on the stage, Alexandra, is who we're talking about, that Carolyn introduced us to. So Alexandra, do you want to say something?
Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, I was trying to unmute.
I didn't know you were here.
Can you hear? I know. And by the way, I'm just blushing. I don't know if you could see it, but I'm just like, my heart is so full. Thank you so much for everything. Oh my God, that was so sweet. And you are just as amazing. And I'm so excited that the universe reconnected us back. And I'm here. And yes, I do have a love for Africa. So my family actually lived in Africa, Guinea-Bissau. And my father was a big artist. Back in the 70s, Guinea-Bissau was amazing. And I moved from Guinea-Bissau when I was 7 years old to come to America. And lately, I would say, few months, Africa kept popping up in a lot of my spiritual prayers, and people kept telling me Africa. So I'm like, what is going on with Africa? So when I met the DIVA Network, they brought up Africa, and I said, okay, God, I see what you want me to do. I'm obedient. I am here. So I am so excited to meet everyone, and I don't know what the future holds, but I am obedient, like I said, and I'm here for it. And it's just a blessing to meet every single one of you. And I'm looking forward to what we can do together. And it's all about the growth, right? Expanding, expanding. I hear Sam, what you said earlier, just about expanding the network, giving people opportunity to be part of this. And sometimes maybe not in the first try, but just stay at it, because we're here to serve and help everyone. And that's the goal. So thank you. I look forward to continue the conversation. Thank you for having me on.
Awesome. So I see, I'm sorry, Sam. I see Catherine has a question. I know we have Barbara and Alexandra. You're both founding members. Is it okay if we see what Catherine's question is? Okay. Okay, Catherine, please unmute. I don't see her to bring her on stage.
I will send Catherine the unmute in the meantime.
Okay.
Catherine, yeah.
Okay. Can I speak now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. My name is Catherine. I'm from Nigeria. Diva, Adora, and your team, I really want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you, especially I personally, because I've been following you even in Facebook, social media. Some of my friends are with you. They are founding members of your group, and they always call me to come in. I'll be a registered member very soon because everything that you have talked about, Diva, I know it. I've been part of it for some time, but I've not registered. I will register. One of the questions I'm asking, especially for us in Africa, Nigeria, some of us here have a lot of things to contribute. But when it comes to monetary, which of course is very important to your network, because you have to use finance to help others, sometimes it's very difficult for us, even if we have what it takes to be part of you. Like for me, for instance, I've talked about your network so many times. And I know I've gotten contacts from your network that is collaborating with us right now because I'm into education. I'm training children that are low privileged. So I have a contact from your group from California, who is one of our instructors in our school in Nigeria that takes us twice a month. I've told you this before, Adora, and we are grateful for what you're doing, and we hope you do more. Justine Rex, I've been talking to her too. I said there are many ways we can connect, even if some of us don't have the means to be one of your founding members. Please do not throw us aside. We are part of a network, so we want to belong. We carry us along. We can do things that you might not imagine we can do.
Jimmy, would you like to answer and speak to this? I know you've really helped set up our network. I will say we are not, that is the vision. No one gets left behind. And that is part of why we have our freemium. It's also part of why we're getting behind leaders, why we go after driven, inspiring, visionary, authentic leaders. Many times that's entrepreneurs, but often it's people with nonprofits, and some are entrepreneurs with nonprofits. And here's why: because God planted a vision in your heart for a certain community, like children, a certain movement. And when you are resourced, then that movement is taken care of. And we each have a vision for a certain people, a certain community. And it's by locking arms with you that we all get to have this shared dream that we've been dreaming together of, a better place for our families, for our children, for our community, for our world. And it's going to happen through us. So there is no leaving you behind. And you can still keep sharing that free link and begin to see some of the income flow as well. Okay, Jimmy.
Absolutely. So Adora just said that. So everybody, even if you join in the free and you share it, you still get paid commission on it. And we did that. Isn't that awesome though? First of all, is that awesome? Like most people don't do that. when I asked Adora about this, she then like she didn't even hesitate. She said, "Absolutely, yes." And I was like, "Perfect, we're on the same page." So the great thing about it is you can just share that. So, and then for some of you, as you know, it's no secret when you get to, if you do the 47, the glow, you get more benefits. You start to get access to the masterminds, things like that. But yeah, just get started. Get the link today. I know there's a lot of you that want the presentation. I dropped it in there. I might not be able to email everybody, but find it in this chat and you can get it. But also your leaders will have it. Plus, it's also in school. We'll have it in school as well, everybody. Right? Back to you, Dora.
Awesome. And Melanie, is it okay if we go to Maureen? I saw she had her hand up and I don't. Maureen, did you put it back down? I saw you had your hand up. Maureen. Maureen, let me see.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Maureen, I've sent you the unmute again if you'd like to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm super, super excited. I don't know anything about this. I was invited today. I'm actually walking the beach and I said, I'm going to jump in because I like greatness. When I looked at it, I saw greatness. Thank you, Dr. Enes, for inviting me to this. You really never know what somebody's looking. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a travelpreneur, and I love it all. I love the vibes. I love the spirit, and I'm hungry for my home. I'm from Zimbabwe. So, Daddy Ryan, I know you're from Zimbabwe. I left Zimbabwe in 1989. So this feels like it's a connection. To be honest with you, I've been thinking about going back home, starting something. So this is awesome because I've been in a lot of networks, but I never really been in with a lot of Africans. And I love everybody because I believe we are the citizens of the universe. So I love you all, and I need to hear more because I hopped in late. And I'm excited. And Daddy Rai, if you're in Zimbabwe, I'm going to Zimbabwe in December. In South Africa, I have family in Johannesburg, so I'm excited. I'm ready to hear more.
Wonderful, Miss Maureen. I feel like walks on the beach just got a whole lot better because you're doing this and the walk on the beach. Because of time, Solani and Melanie, if you can keep it really brief, and then I'm going to wrap up this section because I would love to give you an opportunity just to participate because your hands have been raised, and then I will wrap up and Miss Barbara will close the segment. So Solani, thank you for raising your hand. If you can please go ahead.
I just wanted to say, wow, I'm really inspired with all the knowledge that has been shared here, and I am looking forward to spend more time with you, Divas. So
Thank you, Solani.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sam. Your thing.
Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you for being in. Hope to see more of you. Melanie, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to say the power of connection and collaboration. And I know that we are so focused on Africa, but it is my understanding that as a global movement, this is the first next continent after the US, but that we're just going to keep expanding. And one of the things is I got the most beautiful opportunity to connect with you, of course, Sam, and hear about what your mom is doing around the world. And another friend of mine who does not have her camera on is here, who's also from the Lisa Nichols community. And Tanya, I just want to give a shout out to you. Welcome you, my love. And know that we're going to just keep expanding and growing. And so I just want to say thank you to you guys because the connection and collaboration just cannot be overstated.
Thank you, Melanie. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. You really cannot. And, this is just a stepping stone, we tend to put limitations on ourselves. And this reminds us that, the world is our oyster and, there are no limitations to what we can do. And I really just wanted to say in closing that, even those conversations that we have with each other, in those moments, that's where the magic happens. That's where the ideas happen. That's where, the ideas really stem from, is just talking and having a conversation and getting to know the other person and opening up and sharing about yourself because they might have an idea that you didn't even think of, So to what I was saying in the very beginning, You know, think about what you desire. You know, Pappy, I'm so grateful for you because you're one of the people that I've connected with. You've spoken to me about manifestation. You've reminded me that we're all souls in the physical realm and we're here to build each other up, you know. And I would never have had that conversation with you if it weren't for this platform and the DIVA Network. And who knows, the 20, 30, 40 other conversations that await me down the line. So I also need to think about, what am I bringing to the table? What is my contribution? And when we share in these conversations, don't hold back with even the ugly stuff, you know, share all the mess, you know, be authentic, you know, share the tears, let the tears come, you know, let the tears flow. That is what I've loved so deeply about the conversations that I've had thus far. Be your authentic self, surrender to the outcome, and just know that what is meant for you will be. I'm going to ask Miss Barbara and Dr. Andrea to close off, and I'm deeply grateful and I love you all. And thanks to those who have participated in the Q&A and to share their testimony.
Was this powerful or what? This is just above and beyond. And Maureen, yes, I'm based in the US. I'll be in Zimbabwe in May, so I'll see you there. But I just wanted to end our session by just honoring the woman who brought me to the table, right? You said something powerful, Sam. Dr. Andrea, my heart to you, because when she invited me, I was that person, Sam, 3-4 times. I'm like, I've been in so many networks. I do a lot of work. That's part of what I do. I'm in networking. I'm tired of being on a Zoom. And then when I started on that journey, I knew I was not going to accept anything less than a founder. So I am saying this to all of you, my African sisters, my African brothers, whether you're in diaspora, wherever you are, you need to be in this space because you have no idea the connections you get from here. So I just wanted to end with that to say, I'm honoring you, Dr. Andrea. You brought me into this space. I did not know what I was coming into. And then meeting you, Adora, like I feel like I've known you forever, right? You accepted me. I got to even have a chat with Jeff Hoffman briefly, and I wasn't even prepared. And this is the person who owns the Priceline. And I'm thinking to myself, where did Dr. Andrea, what is the place you brought me into? So thank you, my beautiful sister with a big heart. And all the people that are on this platform are huge hearts. I can tell you, I can guarantee you. Influencers with big hearts that just love lifting all the women up. So let's lift up every continent on this earth. DIVA Network is going to lift all those continents around the world. We are here to do it. We are strong for it. My muscles are ready for it. Show your muscles, your crowns. Yes, queens and kings. Woohoo!
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you very much. It's so good, this energy. Can you feel your heart? I want to invite everybody to rub your hands for 2 seconds. Put your heart center here, because today we are changing history of women empowerment. Today we are reconnecting to our ancestors, because everybody here has a story with African continent, no matter your belonging, no matter your space, no matter your time. And it's honoring. My heart is beating so fast, and I got very emotional with Barbara said. And this is the space for being emotional too, to share. I just want us to feel this heart and connect to all ancestors, all of those who came before us, and especially as women, connect to your womb, because we are the creation. We were bringing this energy of creation and co-creation, and this is what is beautiful about Adora. She allows us to co-create this Africa DIVA Network together. So let's breathe, let's take 5-second silence just to connect to this vibration energy. And think of 3 people we can invite, 5, 10, 15, that want to be in this energy, that want to be with this heartbeat, connection with our womb, because Africa is the mother of creation. The Africa continent is the mother of creation. I am a daughter of the African diaspora, a dispersed one, but everybody here knows that Africa is within us and we are within Africa. And I'm so grateful. And I would like to finish, as I said, This is not only network. It's not a common network. This is a women's movement network to change the history, to empower, to tell our story, to share our hearts, to share our intuition. Connect again to your intuition. Your heart, your womb is the portal for your intuition. This is what the Divas Network also offers. It's business, it's wealth, it's healing, it's just be there as the daughters of resilience. We are the granddaughters of strength, and we are the living prayers of our ancestors, because now is the time to build this network. Thank you. Thank you, Adora.
All right, beautiful. Come off mute and say goodbye or Ubuntu.
Yes, you are because I am because you are.
There is Adora. There is Miriam. She raised her hand and she's new. She's from Angola. I'm sorry to break the protocol.
No, we need, I apologize. Put us in a WhatsApp because we have another, we're going to let everybody.
have another meeting.
Miriam, we want to talk with you privately in a WhatsApp, okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
Ubuntu.
Love you, everybody.
Love you.
Yes.
See you next week.
All right,
See you
bye.
next week, people.
Bye.
Mazita Zikomo. Thank you. Gracias.